Do we worship the dude like a deity? Is Jeff Bridges considered a prophet? Does Dudeism even have a god? These are likely questions some people may have regarding Dudeism. On today's episode of the Ins and Outs of Dudeism, we will discuss whether or not Dudeism is theistic. I'm the Reverend Gary M. Sylvia, and this is the Limber Mind. It may be surprising to some, but not every religion has a central god figure that they worship. And there can be schools of thought within traditionally theistic religions that do not invoke a god or gods. One would be hard-pressed to find a deity within Taoism or Confucianism. Yet they are well-known religious philosophies practiced in the East. Many of the Buddhist traditions are also devoid of a deity. The Buddha is not considered a god, but rather described as one who is awake. Even within Christianity, there are those who do not recognize or focus on the divine. Episcopal Bishop John Selby Spong published his thoughts on theism in an article titled 12 Points for Reform, in which he states theism as a way of defining God is dead. So most theological God talk is today meaningless. A new way to speak of God must be found. He also said that Christianity can find a faith that draws its inspiration from a God who is not a being, but being itself. These examples can be defined as non-theism, and that is what Dudeism is, a non-theistic religion. As we can see from our earlier examples, a religion does not necessarily need to have a god. There are many things that denote something as a religion, and not all of them rely on deities or the supernatural. For its part, Dudeism does not have a god figure. We do not think of the dude as representing any sort of deity. And while we dig his style, we do not consider Mr. Bridges a prophet. A far-out cool dude, sure. Deliverer of divine command, not so much. As inspirational as it is, we do not even consider the movie The Big Lebowski as sacred. We think the Coen brothers were keen observers of the human condition, but maybe not the instruments of metaphysical revelation. So what is non-theism? Simply put, it is the absence of consideration of a deity. It is not atheism, the belief that there is no god or gods, and it is not agnosticism, the uncertainty of the existence of the divine. It is more akin to apatheism, the lack of interest in the existence or non-existence of deities. Non-theism leaves the question out of the conversation altogether. Whereas atheism says there is no God, and agnosticism says, we just don't know, dude. Non-theism walks in the middle and says,
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Pema Chodron describes it thusly. Non-theism is relaxing with the ambiguity and uncertainty of the present moment without reaching for anything to protect ourselves. Dudeism does not say there is or isn't any God or gods. It just moves on to abiding without even considering their possible existence or non-existence. Dudeism also has no interest in telling individuals or other religions to either believe or not believe in the divine. This makes it so Dudeism is not mutually exclusive to either point of view. Can a Dudeist believe in a God? We'll discuss that right after this short commercial break. Hey dudes, hope you're enjoying your summer. I know I am. Some of you may have noticed the Limber Mind has been kind of quiet these last few months. We had to stop for a little tiny bit of surgery. But we're back. We're making new videos. And much more new cool Dudeist content is on the way. So stay tuned and subscribe if you have a moment. And that's about it for now. I'm the Reverend Gary M. Sylvia, and I hope you're enjoying this video. Yeah, it's a cool rock collection, but I don't think crystals cure cancer. You should call your doctor. He's a good man and thorough. Welcome back. So, can a Dudeist believe in a god? On an individual level, Dudeists can be either atheist or theistic. That's a matter of their own opinion, man. This also means Dudeism can be practiced alongside any other religion. One could be a Christian Dudeist or a humanist Dudeist, a Muslim Dudeist, or a Buddha-loving Dudeist, without any real conflict as far as theism goes. So if you are or are not a theist, you can still be a Dudeist. Just leave your God at the door while discussing Dudeist philosophy. Dudeism is focused on the concepts of abiding. To us, the debate between the theist and the nihilist, well, it sounds exhausting. To wrap it all up, no, Dudeism does not have any God or gods. We don't worship the dude, we just take his style. While the Dudeist may have thoughts about theism, Dudeism circumvents the issue and has nothing to say either way. Dudeism is a philosophy about living this life in the here and now, one that seeks to bring abiding wisdom and calm into the adherent's life. Like, hey man, we're not trying to solve all the metaphysical questions out there. Dudeism just wants to take it easy, maybe have a few beers with friends. With that, I'm out of here. Until next time, remember to keep it limber. I know I will. Cheers.